Let's get straight into this, and joining me now is Senator Barbara Boxer, a Democrat from California. Senator, it is great to have you with me this morning.
Thank
and just
you.
for everybody that's watching, I want to break down what the proposal is from the president that was offered yesterday. $1.6 trillion in tax cuts, $400 billion in cuts to Medicare and other entitlement programs, $50 billion additional in stimulus spending, no real structural reform to entitlement programs, no spending cuts, instead stimulus spending. Obviously, the president knew that this would be an unacceptable first offer. So what is the end game here? Where is the president's bottom line?
Listen, this is a negotiation. It isn't about the president's bottom line or my bottom line or yours. It's a negotiation. And the sad part is that the administration, the president, has laid down an offer. There's several things in there we know the Republicans like, and yet they refuse to lay down an offer. All they do is come out and Mitch McConnell laughs and Boehner says it's terrible, there's a fiscal cliff, and this offer isn't good. Show me the money, folks. You have the power. You're bragging about the fact that you kept the House. Good. Show us your offer. Put down your offer. Now, here's my view on this, and it is the same as the president's in this respect. One of the biggest aspects of the fiscal cliff is the fact that tax rates are going to go up on all Americans. The Senate has passed a bill that would give the middle class, 98% of the people, their tax cut. It is done. It's in a package. It's sitting at our desk. And all that has to happen is for the House to take it up. The only reason they're not taking it up is they want millionaires and billionaires to get their taxes cut too. And this was a big issue in the campaign, Thomas. So why don't we, instead of throwing insults, why don't they just pick up and pass that part as their own Republican Tom Cole suggested? Let's have some good faith here, and we'll hammer out the rest of it.
So, Senator, one thing you say about show me the money, if we talk about the lack of structural changes that are out there for entitlements, NBC's First Read makes this point about that, saying that the White House is sending the message that if Republicans want entitlement reform, they're the ones who have to propose it. So is the White House forcing Republicans basically to do the dirty work on social safety net programs?
No, I think if you look at the president's program, he's laid out hundreds of billions of savings in entitlements. That's no small feat. And people forget, we've already cut $1 trillion of spending. So the point is, they have to come up with their package. They're laughing at the president's package. That's their right. But they also have an obligation to put out their package. I promise them I won't laugh at it. I will look at it, as will the president, as will all the Democrats. But again, Thomas, these things get complex. They don't have to be complex. The biggest issue that's causing the fiscal cliff is the tax rates going up on the middle class, especially in this time now when we're getting out of this recession. We're seeing some robust growth. We want the Christmas sales to be good. If the middle class knew that they're going to keep their tax cut, it would put a smile on everybody's face, and both parties can take credit for it. Why won't they do it? There's only one answer. They're obsessed with protecting billionaires and millionaires. Senator, it's a sad state of affairs. One
thing that we've seen in the days leading up, at least through this week, that there has been optimism from both sides expressed by Speaker Boehner, also by the president, and also Republican Tom Cole, congressman, seem to be on board. Now we have conservatives like Charles Krauthammer putting out their editorial pieces saying, let's go over the cliff. Let the president do this. And then we got this statement just now from Senator John Cornyn, a Republican from Texas, saying apparently the president wants us to go over the fiscal cliff. This is serious business, demanding higher taxes, more stimulus, no spending cuts, and no plan to preserve and protect Social Security and Medicare will not solve a fiscal crisis. It will make that crisis much worse. What is your response to Cornyn's reaction?
Well, I would say to Senator Cornyn, where have you been? We've just had an election. The people had a choice between Mitt Romney and President Obama, who said, let's have a balanced plan and let's give tax cuts to the middle class. What is he talking about? This is about tax cuts. The president is saying, renew the payroll tax cut, give tax cuts to every dollar earned up to $250,000. I don't know what they're thinking, Thomas, but obviously they are putting it all on the line for the Koch brothers and Sheldon Adelson and all these people who earn billions of dollars, and they're selfish. And I have to say, There is a group out there called Patriotic Millionaires who are saying, please, please tax us fairly. And here's the point. The president is saying to the millionaires and billionaires, we're just taking you back to the tax rates that you had when Bill Clinton was president. And I would like to remind everybody, we had the greatest prosperity then, when everyone paid their fair share. 23 million new jobs. And why is it? Because the middle class had the money to spend out there to stimulate this economy. It's a consumer-driven economy. About 70% of the economy is consumer-driven. And the other thing the president put on the table, I understand, is refinancing proposal,
right,
where people trapped in 7-8% mortgages can go down to 4 and 5% mortgages, have money in their pocket. These are responsible homeowners to spend out there. So the Republicans, I think they're brooding. I think they're upset. I think they're in shock over this election, and they are behaving badly in this sense. We can join hands and take care of the tax cuts for 98% of the American people. Can you imagine if I told you, we were in an argument, and I gave you 98% of what you want? Wouldn't you grab it? This doesn't make any sense to the folks out there, and that's why the courageous Republicans like Tom Cole deserve a lot of credit, but their leaders don't have the message. I don't know what they want. They want a presidential election do-over? That isn't going to happen. This was one of the major issues in the election. Let's get on with it and help the middle class, ask the wealthiest to pay their fair share, and we can find savings all over the map. We've already cut $1 trillion. We can do it, but we need a revenue stream to come in.
As you say, it's a negotiation. We'll see what they come back with. A counteroffer to come. Senator Barbara Boxer, thanks so much. I appreciate your time. I want to bring in today's political power